All right, I guess we can finally get this damn interview started, even though the camera's been rolling.
Oh, it has?
Because you never know, like you might capture something like funny and interesting, which there was a lot of that was captured, so that's pretty cool.
Oh shit.
Oh, bleep beep. I don't bleep those. I don't bleep any curse words. I don't care. I'm not your daddy's drum instructor, I guess. You know. Yo, what's up? It's Carl, aka Carl Drum Tech. We're here right now at LACMA in West Los Angeles, California. Today, I have a very special guest. His name is Pedro Rodriguez, and he is a photographer. And I'm sure you guys know him through the marching arts in terms of him taking pictures and recently videos of ensembles, individual members of groups, and then that he's kind of parlayed that into people knowing that he's a photographer. He's a great photographer, so they ask him to do take pictures of them, for photo shoots, or take pictures of weddings, things like that. So he is definitely a guy you should check out. I will leave links for his Instagram. What else do you have? YouTube?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and then a little bit of YouTube.
Okay, so we'll leave those in the description so you can check them out. And if you have any questions at the end of this, make sure you guys leave it in the comments below.
Somewhere right here.
Right.
Or
No,
right
it's
here.
down here. It's down here. It's down here. Yeah. All right. So Pedro, talk to me about one of the most recent things that you did. Something that that I saw on my Facebook feed and was just completely blown away. It is a video of Broken City percussion. You're mostly a photographer, right?
Yes.
So this is kind of your first dives into videography. Is that correct?
Yes. It has.
Okay, so I saw this video, and it featured Broken City percussion, and I was just so blown away by the quality of it and how well it was done in terms of storytelling. And here's the thing: when as percussionists, we talked about this before, that when we watch these drum videos, we're looking for the lot videos, we're looking for the beats, we're listening for all that stuff. But then this video, if you got, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can check it out. But this video had none of that. It was just basically just video. It was music, but and it just told this amazing story about this ensemble, and just going through all the different sections with different close-ups, different kinds of slow-mo action to kind of tell a story. Talk to me about that video in terms of just what went into it, what was the inspiration for it, and and how it was received basically.
Basically, this video was something that I wanted to practice with. Usually, I have done videos in the past, but this was a video that I wanted to construct myself. I watch a lot of YouTube, so usually I'm learning a lot of different techniques, and so that day was a day where I wanted to put all this stuff to use. Actually, before I went to go shoot, I had talked to the director of Broken City. I think when I mentioned it to him, he was more than excited and eager to support my cause of being able to practice and having an ensemble ensemble to practice with, and then I also had told Lot Right, and then they got interested as well, and they wanted to feature my video. And
Right.
so there was like a lot of support and a lot of love. So like now I was like, oh, the pressure's on.
Yeah.
What's it called? But with this video, the main concept was to practice certain techniques that I mean it's been done before. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, but you know, you watch the Blue Devils and you watch the way they feature their performers, and it's just so cinematic. It's like a movie, and so I wanted to do something like that. And then when it came down to shooting the video, I wanted to approach it that way. Knowing that I was gonna do like slow motion cuts and do all that stuff, I already had decided beforehand that I was gonna cut the audio and not make this a typical Lot video, because I think that was a different part. I kind of wanted to show, and this is like a big thing about what my friend who's an awesome filmmaker, who actually went to visit me at the Broken City Percussion Ensemble rehearsal and performance. What's it called? He actually got down and was able to teach me a lot of techniques in like in a few hours, and how to approach stuff. And then one of the main things that he was talking to me about was how to show sound without showing it, you know, like without like being able to listen to it, and like how can you show something without like taking the music away, without having it to have the music there. So that was like one of the challenges, like how can I make this like sound intenseful? How do I make this like, how can you imagine that they're playing, you know what I mean? And so it was just a way different approach. And I think when I was like building the video, I got scared too, because I was like, it's like people are gonna approach it differently, or might criticize it differently, and which was cool, you know. I wanted to do something different, and this was more personal. I feel like I wasn't trying to make a buck out of it. It wasn't for a financial gain or anything like that, or to like become a full-time cinematographer or whatever. But it was more for the concept of trying to put something out there that was different. I mean, the other things you got to think about as far as the factors is that, first of all, it was good practice for me, and be able to put something together, and then also for the members. The members, I think, had the most fun with it, because they were like, I'm in a video, and they got to show it to their families. And I think one of the things that, because I did ask a lot of people, from filmmakers to photographers to even the members, were, you know, what were their thoughts about the video, and what did they think about it, and like, should this be a trend and stuff like that. And one of the things that I got back was that this is a video where I can not just show my percussion friends, but my friends outside of the marching arts, which was really cool. And I think now I'm like thinking in a perspective like, okay, cool, you know, what would the next video be about? Even though I do videos for, like, for example, C-Vine, which I work for, usually it's typical more of a business standpoint, where I'm trying to do a good job, and trying my best. So there's not much, there's exploration, but it's very limited, because I don't want to mess up the shots. And then with this Broken City video, it was more like I got to there was no pressure, because there was no one paying me. I wasn't getting sponsored or anything like that. It was more like I'm just there to practice, and so at the end of the result, you know, Broken City and Lot Right were like, oh, we want to see that video, we want to show it off. And then once we had the end product, they were super happy about it. They kind of like just showed it off, and even the members sharing it, and it was a really cool experience. And the feedback was just awesome. The feedback was just beautiful, because they were like, this is new, this is different, and so I think that's the way people had perceived it.
Right, and the way I saw it was like, you know, as I mentioned before, I was going into it waiting to hear some beats, and as I was watching the video, I was still waiting for the beats. But, you know, maybe like a few seconds in, I didn't care anymore. Like, I literally just was like, I don't care if I hear the beats now, because the story was so cool. The cinematography was so awesome. It was very compelling. I mean, you know, it's set to an EDM type of, you know, track. And, you know, during the drops, or, you know, the chorus sections, you know, like the battery is doing like, you know, some slow motion high stuff. You know, same thing with, you know, then on the next drop, the front ensemble is doing some high, you know, 4-mallet stuff. It was just so visually compelling. And like you said, you know, like the members wanted to share it with their friends outside of the activity, because everybody can relate to the images that you see. Right.
And going about that, I also had talked to Mark from the Grid Book series, and, you know, I mean, I actually had a lot of conversations with a lot of filmmakers and a lot of photographers, and even the members, like I said before. And one of the conversations that I had with Mark, which was like, one of the things where it's like a little gem, you know, was that I wanted to bring that culture that skateboarders do for other skateboarders, and then bring that to the marching arts, and then be able to show off the marching arts like little tricks and their visuals and all that stuff. And because there's a lot of visual stuff in there that, and here's another reason why I love video, but it's more for my personal enjoyment, is because there's certain stuff that you can't capture in pictures. Like there's certain movements that is a very big challenge to capture on a photo. So I wanted to capture that with video, and I felt like this Broken City video was, I think, the beginning of a lot of stuff. I don't know how often I'll probably be doing it, but it's just something that, you know, like if I have a free day, I want to do something like this. And it's not intentionally for like one group. I might mix all the groups up and just like get all the cool stuff and then put them in one video, you know, and then just get cool music, cool videos, and then kind of a vlog, but without me talking, of course. Maybe one day.
we'll get some practice. We'll get some practice in.
This is practice right
Yeah.
but other than that, I think it's a cool project, and it got received very well. Even though I did get a lot of criticism from my friends.
What was the criticisms?
Because they put me on a pedestal, where it's like they think everything I'm gonna do is gonna be professional, which you know, in photography I do a pretty good job, but as far as video, because I haven't done it that much, there's a lot of they expect a lot. So it's like, when I did share that video with them, it was just like it was perceived like at a high level. So it's like well, you're competing with the professionals, you know. And so it was one of those things where like a lot of people loved it. They loved the certain the visuals that I made with the video, but some people felt it was I could have worked a bit better with the cuts and stuff like that, and then mixing the video a bit better with the music, which is some stuff that I just need to work on, and that's the basis of it. You know, like I'm just kind of like throwing myself in the den, you know, like the lion's den. Yeah, I'm trying to do something and making mistakes, and because that's how I became successful with photography, was because I'm making mistakes. And then with the video, I wanted to show up to that rehearsal and make mistakes and not have so much pressure of me getting paid or being able to someone wants the video to look a certain way, I wanted to make it look my way and on my own, you know what I mean? So it was my style, whatever I was trying to do that day, that's what it was, you know.
Yeah, and that's interesting, because I talk all the time about how, you know, when you're learning something, even drums, you can't be afraid to make mistakes. You can't be afraid to fail. Like, you know, I think, you know, as drummers, you know, especially in a line where there's an instructor right in front of you, like, you know, ready to like, you know, like chew you out if you make a mistake, right? Or, you know, you go to a competition and there's judges like judging you and stuff like that. We're so afraid to make these mistakes that, like, you know, when you're put in that mindset, like, number one, that's when you can make even more mistakes.
Yeah.
But number two is like, it's like you learn so much from actually just doing and making mistakes. You can look at your footage, you can look back and say, oh, I can do this better, I can do that better. And it's just having that freedom of just like, I just want to explore what's possible. Some things work, some things don't. And then from that, you take everything, you take the best parts of it and then create something really special.
Yeah, and that was the mission, and I think I perceive life like that.
Absolutely.
Just because if you don't do it and you just sit there and not do it, then you're never gonna do it. You know what I mean? So it was one of those things. Was like I knew people were either gonna like it or not like it, but it got a lot of love. I think the coolest part has been the community and like, for example, other YouTubers and how they perceived it.
Who are not related to the activity?
Oh no, I mean they're related to the activity, where they want to see me succeed and they want to see more of this stuff, and then they were like if this is like one of your first videos, imagine what's gonna be your 10th video, you know. So it's like one of the things where like people want to see me grow and help me, and like they'll like send me like YouTube videos for me to watch, to like be able to like take notes on, or what's it called? Just little stuff and conversations, you know, like that's another part of it. It's just having the conversation and being able to get better. You know what I mean? What's it called? Of course, it's just something that I will probably be able to do in my free time. But I do want to take advantage of that free time and be able to make another video and put something cool out there, and then you know, for your kids to watch.
Right. So, and we talked a little bit about this, but like I said, you know, when I watched the video, I didn't care that there was no drumming, there's no beats. I think lot videos and things of that nature, that's never going to go away, and I don't think it should.
Yeah.
But what do you think the impact of something like this is to show people in terms of like what is possible in terms of what we can do differently to kind of help, you know, in some ways promote the activity, but in other ways just kind of like, you know, push things forward in a way that's like, okay, we can try something different. Oh, this kind of elevates the activity in a very different way. Like, do you see that kind of impact, you know, this video has, like, as far as like maybe even some people like seeing what you did and then maybe even copying it? Like, what do you think the significance of this could be?
I feel us as content creators, you know, I think we all, I feel we are a small community.
Sure.
And I think we're all doing our part, and then so whenever I post a photo, you post a video, I think that's helping the community, you know, like, and there's like not even a part where I feel like anyone's competition. I
Sure.
feel like if you do photography and I do photography, I think we're in the same team. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I always perceived it like that, and just because it is a small community, and I feel like we all support each other, we see each other a lot, and we bump into each other, and I think that's part of the culture of being in the marching arts. You know what I mean? Like being able to walk in the lot and being able to say hi to everybody.
Right.
It's really cool. What's it called? From the members to staff to other content creators, and I think us sticking together, or at least being able to put content out there, is giving light to the marching arts.
Right.
So I support everybody, and I give a lot of love.
So are you saying that when people collaborate, like if let's say people collaborate in the marching arts, that it kind of elevates the community in a way because you help each other out, and therefore, you know, you like I help you, you help me, we elevate, and then if we help out other people, they elevate, and guess what? The activity grows. Is that what you're saying, Pedro?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to make sure.
What's it called? I feel there's a lot of love, and it's because a lot of us have done marching band, so we've all gone through it.
What's your experience in marching band?
I marched 2 years in gold, and then marched 1 year in Blue Knights.
Playing what?
Trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another thing. Why I took the audio out. Going back to the video, because I am a photographer and I'm a very visual person. I'm not a drummer, so it's like I don't know much about drumming. So like, what's it called? I think that was another influence that happened to that video, because I didn't care much about the lot video.
right.
You know? Even though I do love lot videos, I think lot videos are really cool. You know, capturing like some of my favorite groups, and I was like watching them. But
we don't see it the same way,
yeah,
right? Like the way I see it, like the way a lot of us see it, right? It's like the beats, the cleanliness, the heights, like, you know, just all this, the phrasing, all this stuff. But to you, it's just like, like you're like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I mean, I do watch Hornine videos.
Of course.
You know,
right.
so like I like watching like the Hornine playing their chords and all that stuff, and their chord progressions, and their music and show music. So I love doing that. But when it comes to percussion, yeah, there might be like I'll probably have to watch like 1 or 2 videos, and I'll be done.
And it's the same thing. Like, you know, like I can appreciate a good hornline lot video, but then I'm not gonna care as much as I do about like a drumline video.
Yeah. So I think that was a part of the influence, because when people saw the video, like what happens to the beats? And we went back to that conversation, and it was just like, it's like, well, I'm a hornline player, and I wanted to show the visual aspect, and not just visual aspect of the performers, but the visual aspects of a camera. You know, because that's another part of it. I was very influenced by like certain YouTubers that shoot very cinematography, like stuff like the animal. Like, you know how they shoot animals and
Sure.
stuff, like as far as like video and stuff, like documentaries, and
yeah.
they're very cinematic with their videos, and so that was another influence too, and so this is like more of a first step of going into this direction. I'm not sure where it's gonna evolve into, because the same way I didn't know how my photography was gonna evolve, I also didn't know how my videos are gonna evolve later on. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's another conversation for a different day. But hopefully I can come back here and then be like, oh yeah, I did tons of videos, and
right.
this will evolutionize too. But I think like I said, I think the real cool part is the support of the community on how they perceive the video, and what they want to see, and they're interested in the direction that I guess like I'm trying to take
Right.
and stuff. So and that's why we're doing this interview.
Absolutely. So obviously, like where can the folks at home see your other work? Like, I know you talked about how you did work with Gold, you did work with the Blue Devil. So where's your? It seems like your work is everywhere. So where can they see your work?
Well, usually I'll post on Facebook, just because a lot of the people on my Facebook are marching band members. Usually when there's a marching band thing going on, like my whole feed is about marching band. But what's it called, like March 4th?
Yeah.
Like my whole feed was marching band. But Instagram, I think if you follow me at Pedro _Rodriguez _marching arts, that's where I usually post my work, and I try to be very consistent. I try to post as much as possible, and usually I'm very picky with the images I post, for two reasons. Mostly because I am also picky, but also because I do want to showcase the performance in a good way. So I'm always looking for technique and hopefully that they love the picture too, because sometimes I'll contact them too. It's like, for example, like drummers have like a certain thing about their hands, and guard has a certain things about their legs.
So don't
hands.
capture me slicing.
And then so it's a lot of stuff and a lot of pressure, like I want to make these kids look good, and they'll keep me on check. They'll like, hey, can we not like post that photo because my hands was not in the right place? So it's really fun, but I do try to shine a good light on them. I do want to make them look like professionals. Even when I was like, for example, with Gold, I try to make them look like a world-class corps. Blue Devil is already world-class. But even like, let's say if I'm with the high school marching band, I try to make them look like they're superstars and stuff like that. So and it's a good feeling, like they love the photos. They get a new type of confidence, like I didn't know I can look that way, and that's another part of the love of being a photographer, is being able to get a lot of love from a lot of areas, so. Awesome.
So if you guys want to check out his work, I'm going to leave links in the description below so you guys can follow him. Like I said, a lot of his stuff is on Instagram, especially, from a photographer standpoint. But the video in question that we talked about, I'll leave a link for that as well, so you guys can check that out. When you guys watch it, let us know what you think. Leave a comment on my video, or when you go to his channel, leave a comment on his video and spam him. Just kidding.
Follow Carl Drum Tech.
Carl me, and let's talk about it. Let's discuss. Let's help grow the community together, and a lot of that has to do with your engagement, and just like letting us know, like, for example, like the kind of videos you want to see. Like, did you guys enjoy this little interview that we did? I certainly had fun.
I think they didn't like me.
Whatever, stop it. So so hopefully you guys got a lot of just a little background on what Pedro does and what he's done and what he's going to do to help the community. And it's just, we need more guys like you. So,
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, like I said, hopefully you guys liked this video. If you guys did, make sure you hit the like button. If you guys have any questions or comments, like I said, let's discuss. Let's keep a conversation going and grow the activity with engagement. Leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, just like Pedro said, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right now. All right. Check out my other videos. All right. And also, if you feel like this video would be interesting for somebody to see, make sure you guys share this video. And other than that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being on this video. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you had fun.
I did.
Awesome. Very good. And hopefully you guys had fun watching this video. And this is Carl and Pedro Rodriguez signing out. See ya. All right, bonus round. We're gonna teach Pedro how to play drums. Here we go. All right, Pedro, here we go. All right, good sticks in, good mark time. All right, good sticks out. Now make sure you play through the head. Okay, watch the B place. Okay, good singles right there. Keep it even. All right, good visual. I like the visuals. Very nice. Get the left hand back. All right, make sure your heights are even, but that's good. All right, yeah. And the stick drop. Very, very good. He's out.